Hey, Bayek, it's me, Ian. And in today's video, I'm looking at this. This is Insidious Chapter 3 from 2015. And before I go on, I'd just like to thank Sean again. He sent me quite a few more films, and this is just fantastic. It's so kind of you, really. And wow, I love this. Absolutely love it. So let's get into it. This film is 98 minutes long, never overstays its welcome. They just sail by for me. I'm just so absorbed in them. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has 57%, which I suppose isn't too bad for a lot of people. I think the reviews are quite mixed on this, which is a shame because it shouldn't be. I really enjoyed it such a lot. I really did. Now, it is written by Lee Winnell. Wow. Lee Winnell, what a writer. And he's just continuing producing such great scripts. And what is it very important here is that he's making his debut as a director. Yes, they gave him a chance to direct in this film. I think they felt confident because he knows all about this particular series of films, and there's been a prequel. Fantastic. James Wan is a producer as well on this. So he's still in here, around his James Wan. Now, the budget was $11 million. So that has increased, but guess what? It did well at the box office. $113 million were taken at the box office. What a success. The public love these films. They really do. It's great to see, and I'm so pleased because, you know, it's good to see these independent type of films doing well that are not major studio films. I love it. Absolutely love it. Now, let's get into the cast. The cast is dominated, I think, by Lin Shaye, who returns again, once again. Yes, playing Elise. Elise is just, Elise, just, wow. What a character. She plays the, she's a demonologist, medium, psychic, fantastic performance. She really is good. Then we've got the Stephanie Scott playing Quinn Brenner, and she's very good as well. She's an actress and singer. Notable films for her were IT 2016, which stars Pierce Brosnan, you know, James Bond and all that. Then she, of course, appears in, yes, Insidious, The Last Key, the fourth film, 2018. Wonderful, absolutely wonderful. And then she is in The Last Thing Mary Saw, 2021, which is a folk horror film. Wow. Yeah, in that. So, great. Love it. Then we've got a face that you might recognise, Dermot Mulrooney, who plays Sean Brenner, the father of Quinn. And he's got some interesting films in his career, but particularly earlier on. Young Guns, 1988, and Copycat. I love Copycat. Sigourney Weaver in that, 1995. And also another popular film is Zodiac, 2007 serial killer film. Brilliant film, that. And this is where you might recognize him. He was in Scream 6 from this year. Yes, 2023. Scream 6. You can't go wrong with that, really, can you? You really can't. I mean, I just love that. That's why I recognise his face straight away. I thought, yes. Anyhow, the next we've got the return of Tucker and Specs. So, Angus Sampson returns as Tucker, and Lee Winnell returns as Specs. So, not only is he writing this, directing, but he is also now reprising his role again. And it's great because we're seeing them before the film, the first film, before all the Lambert family shenanigans going on. We see them before this. This is 3 years before. It's really interesting watching them in this film. Yeah. So we've got them. Then we've got Haley Kayoko, who plays Maggie. And she is a singer, songwriter, dancer, actress. And a notable film, I think, is Ouija, Origin of Evil from 2016. That is a series of films as well. I think that's the second one in that series. Then I just thought I'd point out that James Wan does make an appearance. Yes, we see James Wan. He loves popping up as well, doesn't he? Well, James Wan is a theatre director in this. We see him quite clearly. You can see, look, there he is. So there we are. Now, this film was shot in 29 days. It's gone up slightly each time, but not that much. I mean, to do all this in 29 days, fantastic. It really is. And again, the special effects and makeup are all practical. What can you say about that? I love it. You know how I love it. And filming was at San Fernando Valley at the Delino Studios in Shalimar. Fantastic. And music, now this is interesting, is again by Joseph Bishara. And his music is good because he's the composer who comes on set and he's actually involved with the director, composing and doing all the music as they go along. Isn't that fantastic? Great, just wonderful. And he has this kind of unsettling atmosphere at times, and I like that a lot. Yes. So let's get into the plot. So this now is 3 years before all that happened with the Lambert family, right? And we meet Quinn, who has come to see Elise. And she is retired now, Elise. She's in many ways still grieving over the loss of her husband, Jack. And Quinn is grieving about her mother, and she wants she feels that her mother is been contacting her. She feels a presence, she feels around, and she wants Quinn to contact her. And Quinn reluctantly does, but then she thinks, no, don't you contact her again, and she won't help her anymore because she sensed that there is another presence around. And of course, this presence has actually started to hook onto her. And it's not a mother. Definitely not a mother. And of course, she goes back and things start to happen that she notices. Things are not right. And she goes to an audition. She has ambitions in terms of, I think, acting. And she does an audition. And after that audition, things really start to go wrong on that particular day. and she ends up, after these, well, things that happen, getting knocked over by a car, and she's then hospitalized. Again, strange things she's seeing. She goes home. Her dad is there looking after her, but he's. I think the important thing as well to say about him is that he's also grieving, but he's trying to hide it. He's trying to carry on as if, they've got to do things, and he's obviously devoted as well now to looking after his daughter as well as their younger son. And this is when things again start to happen. And he, of course, notices he's open to seeing these things as well. And he goes then to get help from Elise. But after a bit of this and that, she actually comes into the picture. But in between, it's interesting because we see Tucker and Specs. They're like online sensations. They're like sort of Ghostbusters, but maybe a bit fake as they see it. But they're successful. They're doing well on making a living. And so we see them and they're sort of kind of exposed a bit. But Eloise turns up and she decides that she can use their help as well. And that's how the story then really progresses. And of course, we get into the further, we go into there, and it's all wonderful again as we see the way the director, again, making his debut, really gets us into this world. And we get his own sort of, his own designs of the demons, his interpretation of some of these, and they've got very interesting looks as well. It's really good. I mean, it's just excellent. I love all these effects. And the film is just an absolute joy to watch. I absolutely loved it. Some people, I think, one of the criticisms, they feel it was scary enough. No, I think the scares are there, definitely. Definitely there. And again, and it doesn't give you jump scares. You actually see the horrors. Yes, you see these demons, and it's all very clear. And I think the important thing, which I think, I could just watch this film so easily again, almost like a comfort film. Isn't that weird? I loved all three. But this film, it feels that it's got such a lot of heart to it. It's a warm film. It's got emotional depth. I think maybe that really adds to it. The emotional depth is fantastic. And Lin Shaye plays Elise so well. She's so good at this role. I just really, we're there with it all. I think she's great. And a lot of people do, I think, as well. I appreciate it. And for me, that emotional depth really elevates this film even more. And I absolutely love it. I just totally recommend it. I mean, I thought it was fantastic. I've so enjoyed it. It's a joy, really, to watch these films. And that's what watching films is all about, getting that experience. And it's wonderful. I just can't get enough of it. That's it. Yes. I've gone on and on and on. I don't want to start preaching. It's easy for me to do that. Anyhow, just a look here. There it is. The Blu-ray, and there's the back. And, well, the extras are great again. Just watch the extras, give you more insight about everything. Oh, yeah. I loved it. Highly recommended. Yes. And that's it. Yes. So, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Then we'll let you know when I produce these videos, and then have a look at all the other things that I've produced on playlists and that, if you might be interested in it, or perhaps not, but have a look, see what you think. Also, if you like this particular video, please give it a like, because it gets out onto YouTube, and hopefully other people and into algorithms might like it, or then perhaps I don't know. But if you've got any comments as well, please put some comments down. I really love to read your comments. And I say, all cost note, which you can't say fairer than that, can you? Costing note, buy it. That's really grand, I'll tell you. Is. So, that's it. So, all I gotta say is, I'll see thee again.